In this video, I'm rolling with Rich again. Rich is a young, strong, 190-pound white belt. I'm going to guess has been training about a year. I have one other roll with him on the channel. I'll put that link in the description. So here we go. I'm starting. When I start in this position, it means that I'm not putting my best defenses forward. Right? If I really wanted to fight, I would sit up, I would keep my ankles tucked in, and I would play my traditional butterfly guard. So I'm already giving him one aspect. I'm starting on my back. So that's one line of defense back from my initial. As you can see, I had my foot on his bicep. I was able to control him significantly that way, because as he leans forward, he can't get it off. So spider guard's nowhere near as effective in no-gi, but it definitely has its place. So here he's trying to put pressure on my hooks and then kick his leg off. See, I couldn't get the butterfly sweep there because I wasn't controlling his arm. See, now I'm playing a little more seriously. I'm giving him my first line of defense. Here I want to spin around and get an underhook with my right arm, and that will lead to his back. Even with that hook in, with my left, with his half guard. So here again, I have my foot on his bicep, preventing him from using one of his arms in a meaningful way. And I have a 2-on-1 wrist control, but he's fighting it really well. So I'm just using my weight. See, if he stiffens up enough, I can pull myself past the arm drag. I don't have to pull his arm past me. If he stays stiff as a statue, I could just pull myself past his arm drag. So here I have him loaded up, ready for the sweep. Again, I wasn't controlling that left arm, so it allowed him to base. Even though he's, half my age, a lot stronger, I'm trying still not to use effort. I don't want to overexert myself. Because I don't want to get injured and I want to develop technique. In case anybody's new to the channel that doesn't understand my thinking there. I could always add speed and strength later. But slow and steady wins the race. So here, that was another failed butterfly sweep. Now, Rich has been training, like I said, for a short time, but he's got good athleticism and, he's got several months or to a year, something like that, of training. So that all adds up. I always say, even if you could get 6 months of training in jiu-jitsu and you never do it again, it'll do so much to help you in a self-defense situation. So there I was able to get the shin sweep. So I had both my shins on his inner thigh or something to that extent, and then I had a good control of his ankle, so it's same principle as a tripod sweep. I guess that's how my mind sees things. So there's some furious wrist fighting, but I let him win because my elbow is still where I need it to be. So now he's grabbing my wrist, squeezing as hard as he can, wasting a lot of energy. And I'm putting my elbow where it needs to be. That's going to prevent any meaningful attack because it's on the inside of his thigh. So now we're about 5 minutes in. This is, I think it's an 8-minute round or something. So here I'm giving him wrist control, but I was leaning forward with weight into my elbows, butt above his thighs. So that whole combination, it could lead to a pass. So here, see, I'm kind of playing, I'm pulling on his neck. I'm telling him to swim onto the inside. See, if somebody has the clinch, you have to swim to the inside. You have to get the inside line with your arm and tuck your elbow to the middle of the chest. That prevents the other person from re-clinching. See, his elbow on the clinch, his right elbow is all the way out. It's flared. So at any time, I could re-clinch on that side. Again, I'm giving him double wrist control. There he went to grab. I just blocked it. That's all Wing Chun, by the way. Because if it was stand-up, I would do the same thing if he was trying to punch or grab me in any way. There again, that was another Tan Sao. So now I'm pinning his leg very slowly, very incrementally. I want to get that left knee over his leg. I'm grabbing his arm so he can't slide away from me. Oh, there he put up a last-minute knee shield. There's a toe hold there. Now you might want to rewind that the way I skipped from knee on belly, reverse knee on belly, and back. That was smooth and effective. Because once your knee is past their legs, it's a big advantage for you. Here, he let me grab his head. He's trying to bench press me off. Like I said, he's strong. I mean, I might be light for my size, but I'm still 180 pounds. 179. So as you can see, this is my typical position. I have his head wrapped. I have my left arm blocking from him being able to re-guard. And now I have his right arm trapped between me and his body, which is really bad for him. It's really hard to come back from that. So here I'm fishing for the Kimura. He knows it's coming. So I went and I sat on his head, and now I was going to take the Kimura this way. But again, he's super strong, or at least if he feels that way to me, right? So here I just went to knee on the side, and I wrist locked him. Now, I could have gotten that arm bar out eventually and pulled it back, but he can still spin and jump around and this and that. This way, I had the arm bar position, and I just wrist locked, which is much easier, and there was really nowhere for him to go. So here I'm giving him that kind of, right? I'm just giving the bear posture I would need to prevent. There I'm threatening a toe hold on the left side. Oh no, we're at 9 minutes now. A little bit longer than I thought. I guess it's 2 6-minute rounds and then through the break. So here again, I'm letting him get that wrist control. And now I'm pulling myself by. So his wrist control, how he's pulling on me, I'm using that to help me pass the guard. See, he's pulling. He realized it there, I think. So I'm starting to get my left knee across his thigh very slowly, very incrementally. I use my right knee, my right leg to pin his leg. See that wrist fighting? That was when I want to win the wrist fighting. And I'm not saying that he's not doing a good job. He's doing a good job. But it's just more of my specialty because I did Wing Chun for years. Back in the 90s, you know, and the early aughts, there wasn't a lot of jiu-jitsu around. So I was doing Shaolin Kung Fu 3 days a week, then going to a Wing Chun sparring class every Saturday. Then there were times I just focused on Wing Chun. So here I'm in side control. As you can see, I'm really very relaxed. Even though he's trying to get out, he's using a lot of force. He's using it in an inefficient way. I'm keeping his elbow off the mat. That's also helping to control him. And now it looks like I'm going to the 1,000-pound or the north-south, and I'm fishing for the Americana. Now, Marcelo Garcia always says these are strongman moves, the Americana, the Kimura. But yeah, it's a strongman move if you do it at the wrong time. See, I just got the armbar there. Why? Well, I was threatening the Americana, and when he wasn't looking, I took the armbar. And that could work both ways. I could be working on the armbar and then switch to something that he's not expecting. The Americana, a choke, especially in no-gi. I mean, especially in gi. You have collar chokes mixed with arm bars. So that's basically what I'm telling him. So if I'm fishing for the Americana and he reaches over to defend with his other arm, that's when I'm going to get the arm bar. But if he turns the way I'm turning and keeps his elbows tucked in, he's not going to have that risk. You know, a lot of people pass my guard, and I'm not saying I never get submitted, but I don't think in my mind that just because somebody passed my guard, I'm definitely getting submitted. I think there's a 90% chance I'm not getting submitted. But that's because I've had it pass so many times, and I've been in really hard training rooms where my athletic ability didn't match up. And from that, I developed a good defense. And Helio Gracie always says, you know, you might pass my guard, but you'll never submit me, or something to that extent. So there I did a hook sweep escape. I'm letting him start in side control. I like working with him because he gives me good jiu-jitsu reactions. They're just low level, and it makes it easy to practice on him. So there I hit him with the flash ankle lock. I call it a flash because it looks like I did it, you know, in a fast way, but I feel like it was just precise. Like the moment was there and I took it. So here we're about 13 minutes in. As you can see, you know, I'm with a younger, stronger partner, and I'm not breathing heavy. You know, I see guys, they do one round in class and they take off the next round. You know, you got to push through. If you're using so much cardio that you need a round off after the first round, it's not beneficial to your jiu-jitsu. You're just becoming more athletic over time, but your jiu-jitsu is probably not improving because you're jumping all around and powering through the same old things that you always do. There I hit him with another ankle lock, it looked like. But when you slow it down a little bit, you go a little bit easier and you go technique for technique, even if it means you losing a position. I think your jiu-jitsu improves exponentially that way. And if you look at Purple Belt Mike, or who I call Mellow Mike, I'll put his link in the description. I have a bunch of rounds with him. I mean, he goes so relaxed, but yet his jiu-jitsu skill is so high. And he's really giving everybody a hard time. And he got good in just a couple of years. So he got to a very high level of proficiency very quickly, and I feel like it's owed to that thinking. Now, he's a big, strong guy. If he wanted to and he used all his efforts, I'm sure he would twist me into a pretzel. But since we go technique for technique, sometimes I catch him, or, you know, I get out of bad positions, or, you know, because he knows I'm using technique and he doesn't use muscle to counter it. But when I see him going against some other people, it's a bad day for them. So here I'm giving him some last-minute pointers. Sorry, they had music on. If anybody knows how to let music play in the background, like you see on B-Team's video or a lot of these different schools, there'll be music playing in the background, and YouTube doesn't give them a copyright strike. How do you get around that? Somebody please leave an answer to that in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you for watching. If you find value in my content, you want to help support the channel, that rash guard and shorts is on X Marshall. The link is in the description. If you pick it up, you can use code Jits over 50 and get 15% off. Plus, it helps support the channel. Or you could just buy me a coffee. Either way, I really appreciate everyone. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have a channel. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.